What's going on, Set Apart Gardens family, man? It's Dre bringing you another video over here at Set Apart Gardens. Today we're going to be going to check out a large-scale operation goat and sheep farm. The farmers are James and Abby, and I forget the name of their farm, but we'll get it when we get there. But they're about 2 hours away from me, and like I said, they have a large-scale operation. They have over, I want to say, 500-600 goats and sheep combined. They have livestock guardian dogs as well, and they do a lot of things like they plant corn, they plant hay, and all that type of stuff. So let's go and check out their operation and see what we can learn from them, and prayerfully it benefits y'all. So let's go. That is how you call some goats to you. Alright, what's going on, everybody? I am here today with Miss Abby. What's the name of your farm again?
Goat Farm Road.
Goat Farm Road. Okay, I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get into her operation, and she's gonna give us, just the information as far as the process and what kind of goats they raise and sheep and everything like that. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get into it.
Hey guys, so I'm Abby. I'm with Goat Farm Road. As you can see, we have quite a few goats. Not everybody, but each goats together, there is roughly 1,000 head right here in this area.
So the next question I want to ask Miss Abby here is, as far as with beginners, right? Because I would consider myself a beginner because, I got sheep and I've dealt with goats, but at the same time, I haven't done it on large scale. And I eventually want to get to a large scale. So I want to ask you, what are some tips that you have for beginners who want to get into goat farming, sheep farming? What are some things they need to know, breed stuff, as far as how to start, if they should start with a large flock or if they should just start small, just whatever you want to, whatever tips you have for them, just let them know that.
Yeah. Well, if you ever do start, you never mess with goats or sheep before. You're coming new into this. I would start on a small scale.
Okay.
Anywhere from like 5 to 20, which we call starter herds.
Okay, starter herd.
And what I would do, I would find a farmer that has a good reputation, that he backs his animals. And what I mean by backing his animals is if he has any remaining questions he thinks of later, the customer, he can come back to you. And you can answer those questions, because when you're owning goats, even now, even though we've been doing this a good while, we're still learning.
Yeah.
We're still learning. Raising goats is a run and trial kind of thing. It really is.
And there's no book that you can buy that'll tell you everything.
Exactly. Even a vet don't know everything, and we are lucky to have a vet that don't know everything, and he will tell us that.
Right.
We're very lucky to have that vet.
Okay.
But like I said, and not even a lot of people know everything about goats. I don't know everything about goats. I would like to think I do, but I don't.
But you know a lot, though. You know a lot. I mean, to have 1,000 head of sheep and goats, you know something.
Right?
You know
but
something.
A lot of that had to be self-taught because nobody taught us. We didn't have a coach, basically. We didn't have no one to turn to. And that's what I try to do for my customers that I was just starting out. If they have any questions, I always tell them, don't be scared to come to me. Even if it's like midnight and you're having an issue with the goat, the goat's bloating and you don't know what to do, call me. If I don't answer right away, keep calling till I finally wake up and hear the phone. Because I'm going to be willing to help you. Because I know how it is when you have a goat that you really, really love and something's wrong with it and you don't know what to do. But if I know what to do and I can help you without you spending a whole lot of money, Because you'd be amazed at how many household items can save a goat's life.
And see, that's another thing. Yeah, it's a very real part of farming.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they may look at YouTube channels with big farms and everything like that and see all the glitz and glamour, but you're gonna deal with death on the farm and the homestead.
You really are. I mean, you're gonna have animals, especially first-time mama goats, that hasn't been pregnant before. They are gonna probably abort. I mean, it happens. It's common. A lot of people freak out about it, and then they think they need to get rid of the animal. No, don't get rid of it. I mean, it's just part of it.
Absolutely, it's a part of the game. Like we say, it's a part of the game. So you just gotta understand that and move forward from it. And another thing I want to hammer in is what you said as far as when you buy from a reputable farmer, buy from a good farmer, because what people don't realize is that, because I bought goats and sheep and stuff in the past, but I kind of went through Craigslist. You know what I mean? Because it was a good price.
Yep.
But later down the line, health issues, you know, this goat turning up dead or this goat sick or whatever the case may be. And that's because you didn't get it from I didn't get it from a reputable farmer. Because you want to buy from somebody who takes pride in what they do, who love their animals, who have a good breeding program. You know what I mean? Because all that stuff is very important, because you want to ensure that you're getting the best bang for your buck, and a product that's going to last you, a goat that's going to live.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing I say, which you already know, some of our animals are more expensive than others.
Yeah.
But we back up that price.
Yeah.
We really do.
Absolutely.
Because see, like, if you buy a cheap goat, and I'm not going to say anything, try to be mean when I say this, it's from the sale barn or from someone that's a backyard breeder.
Backyard breeder, yep.
And like I said, I'm not trying to do that to say anything mean. It's just you buy a cheap goat and you don't, and that person don't really have a whole lot of information on the animal, but you still buy it. You have a goat that's going to end up being sick, diseased, probably end up dead the next day.
I dealt with that personally, so yeah.
We have to, and that's why we try to have our animals a little bit more pricey. And like I said, we back up our animals. We try to have the hardiest animals. We try to have the healthiest animals.
Right.
And not just that, we try to let them be goats.
And they eat a good diet, because you're not just feeding them feed out of, sweet feed all the time. They're actually out here grazing, eating the trees, and you continuously rotation grazing, right?
Yes.
So you put them on different pastures, so they're getting good nutrients and good feed as well.
And not just that, there's a lot of natural things out here that's also natural dewormers and stuff like that.
Yes, that's true.
Like Kinsley right there, she's pulling those pine needles, and pine needles actually help with some of the barber pole worms. And
wow, never knew that.
Yep, they do.
Wow.
And there's what's that one called? The American berry, I think is what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, the American berry?
Is red berries, those red berries?
They're like black, the leaf. Hang on, I think I got a picture. Let me show you. Because I took a picture the other day, because I was trying to figure out my goats need to eat it, and then when I found out what it was, I did some research.
See, again, this is something that it's trial and error, you know what I mean?
It really is, because like I had some customers that bought some goats from me the other day, and they had spider lilies in the yard, and she sent me pictures like, did the goats eat this? I'm like, no, goats don't need to eat spider lilies.
It's harmful.
It is. And I mean, it's not harmful. They don't eat it a whole bunch, but they just continuously sit there and eat it as a meal. It can be very harmful.
Could be,
Yeah, I guess they are kind of rare. They're like a purple.
Oh, okay. No, I've never saw those.
Okay, and that's called the American beauty berry or something like that.
You want to show it to the camera so
and I did some research because I wasn't sure the goats need to eat that or not. Well, it actually does help with some barber pole worms as well.
Okay.
It has a lot of minerals, vitamins. It's got vitamins A, B. It's got all kinds of good stuff in there for them.
Okay.
So when I found that out, I was like, yes, y'all can just eat that up.
Yeah. That's good for y'all. Yeah, that's good. So what about like deworming? What's your deworming process look like?
Well, we don't deworm every 3-6 months like most people do. We actually deworm the whole herd once a year, whether they need it or not. But another thing we do, we try not to deworm them. That way their immune systems is very hardy. They can, that way their own systems can try to fight off the worms.
Right.
You know, like I said before, you want them to be as healthy as possible.
And Kikos are parasite resistant, right?
Yes. Well, not really resistant. I'm going to say tolerant. There's no such thing as really a resistant worm animal.
Gotcha. yeah, that makes sense. But compared to other breeds, they do well with.
Yes, they really do. Now we do, of course, watch out for the signs. You know, one might have worms. You know, bottle jaw, skinniness, dull fur, staying to itself, not wanting to be with the others. Which you can't always go on that because we have some goats that do like to be by themselves.
Yeah.
So you can't really always go on that one. But those are some signs we do look for, and if they do act like that, then we are going to go ahead and deworm them.
Okay. And so, what about your sheep? Let's talk about the sheep as far as, because you have Katahdins and black bellies, right? Barbados black bears.
Yep. And
black bellies.
Hawaiians.
I'm sorry. And what else?
Black Hawaiians.
Black Hawaiians. Okay. All right. So, Miss Abby also raises sheep as well. I actually bought a ram from her, and like we were just talking a few minutes ago, I was letting her know the ram that I bought from her. As soon as I put him in there, he got busy. You know what I mean? So, I believe one or two of my ewes are already pregnant by him. But she also raises sheep. She raises, well, you can tell what kind and everything like that. So I wanted to tell you guys as far as tips for raising sheep, breed she does, and everything like that.
Well, we raise 3 different types of sheep. We raise the Katahdins. We raise them for the meat and for like a lot of starter herds.
Yeah.
Because Katahdins are very hardy.
Yes, they are.
We also raise Barbados and Black Hawaiians. The Barbados, we had our original herd. I don't remember if it was like 20 or 30 that we had came off from the Barbados Islands.
Okay. Oh, you got them directly?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We got them directly from the islands.
Wow.
And let me tell you something, they are wild, and they still are.
Really?
Yes.
I can imagine.
They still have a little bit of wildness to them. Now we raise the Black Hawaiians and the Barbados for their horns.
Right.
We are in contract with a place in North Carolina. It's a hunting preserve. And I'm not going to say the name because I really didn't get in contact with them before because we didn't say anything. So I'm not going to say what place it is. But we're in contract with them. They buy our rams every year. They pay top dollar for them. They pay pretty good money. Pay us pretty good money for the young ones. Now our real big ones, if they can, their horns. Let's just pretend you're a sheep, honey. So they like their horns to be way out here. They don't like them to be really close to the head.
Right.
And another thing I like them when they're way out here is if they're at least 32 inches even. 32 inches even on each side.
Oh, wow.
Or longer than that.
Yeah.
They don't want one horn to be 32 one here, and they don't want the other one to be 30 here.
Okay.
They don't like that.
Gotcha. So they want it perfect.
They want them perfect.
Okay. Okay, wow.
And we have paid a lots of money to have very good breeders like that.
I can imagine.
Yes, one of our rams, we probably, when it was all said and done to get him shipped here to us, when he actually came in on an airplane, we probably paid $20,000 when it was done and over with getting him here.
Get him here.
From buying him and getting him here.
Also, that includes buying his price as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money, but at the same time, it's an investment.
Correct.
Because his offspring is going to,
See, that's another thing well, I know I'm going off subject.
No, go ahead.
But when people buy our animals, we always tell you to pay good money for the breeder. Because he's also going to be 50%, sometimes 75% of the herd. He's going to be a big part of your investment. Not just the female, it's going to be him. He's doing most of the work.
Yeah, he is. He's out here servicing all of the females. So yeah, absolutely. And you got to think, like you said, he's going to be 50% of your herd, so they're going to take half of his characteristics.
Yes.
So that's important.
See, and that's why we are so picky when we bring in new ram breeders. We're so very picky about them. Now we ain't as picky with the Katahdin breeders. I mean, we're not that picky. We do also want them to be hardy and.
But Katahdins, they're very, they're very self-sufficient. They're low maintenance.
But when it comes to like the Barbados and the Black Hawaiians, we are very picky. We're picky about his bloodline. We're picky about what his family horn history is like. We're picky about all that.
Right. That makes sense.
Just because we're in with that contract, because we want to keep that customer happy.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep them coming back.
Correct.
Yeah, because you got to think that's your livelihood.
Yes.
This is how you get.
And back to when I was saying the sheep, were wild when they came from the Barbados Islands. They are there's one. Her name's Lucy. I raised her on the bottle.
Okay.
She was probably one of the very first ones I ever raised on the bottle when we started this business. And even though she was a baby, you could still see the wildness in her.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are some of those wild? Explain to the people what are some of those wild characteristics.
So like the goats, you can't just walk straight up to them.
Oh yeah.
And start petting them, loving on them. If you say like we're going rounding them up to sell some or to get some of the rams out for this man that's coming to pick them up, they go acting crazy.
Yeah.
They go acting crazy. They start acting like, excuse me, they start acting like deer basically.
Yeah.
They go to jumping, they go to running.
Man.
And I remember one year we was gathering up our rams for a customer, and we grabbed one of our bigger rams, and we put him on the trailer, and he looked at me and James, and it was like a cartoon scene. Me and James looked at each other. He came flying at us, full speed, dove like he was going to headbutt us. He headbutted the trailer, and me and James headbutted each other because I was going this way, and James. So me and him ended up headbutting each other.
Wow. Oh man.
But
Yeah.
and he was raised off of that. Shows you.
Yeah, the wildness of
Yes, they're still there. Now, I have noticed over the past few years after they came from the islands that some of the younger ones have calmed down. You know, they're not as wild, but they still have that wild instinct. Like the one I raised on the bottom. Her name's Lucy. I taught her how to come and go from my house up with the dog. You know? When she needed to go outside, I taught her to stop. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. But even though I have made her friendly, raising on the bottle, now that she has been out here with the sheep, her wild instincts have basically kicked in. And wait, you really do? You're losing your.
That's a katana, right?
No, that's a goat.
Oh man. Oh man. Wow. I don't know what I'm thinking.
That's a goat. Her name's Willow.
Okay.
But you're good. But Lucy, I have noticed her wild instincts have come back in because there's times I will walk up behind her and she'll want to go jerk, and I'm like, "Chill, honey, I raised you. You're good." And there's times where if I walk past her, she'll blow up at me and like she's gonna headbutt me. I'm like,
it's instinct.
"Don't do it.
Yeah,
you don't want to go down that road. Don't hurt me."
No, it's probably just their instinct.
It
like
is.
I said, their wild instinct is
Now the Black Hawaiians aren't as wild, but they are a little. They're not as crazy wild. They're not as bad as the Barbados. But those three
Did you get those imported? Okay.
We bought a lot of them mainly out of Texas.
Okay. I want to see them too. I don't think I ever saw a Black Hawaiian. But we can.
I thought I just saw one of our breeder rams actually. He may have laid down.
I guess But I did want to ask you, right? So for the newbies who want to get into sheep, out of all three of those breeds, what would you recommend for a starter?
Katahdins.
Definitely
the Katahdins.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be spicy and just jump head first into the wild ones, then I'd say probably I'd rather you go with the black ones. But if you want to do the Barbados, I would recommend don't mess with them the first couple of days, or at least a week, because of how the wild instincts are.
Yeah.
Because they can be crazy.
So let me ask you this too: do you cross any of your sheep breeds, like the Katahdins with the Black Barbados?
No, I did one year, and sometimes we still do it for some of our customers that like to eat the meat sheep. And meat sheep. Sheep meat.
Sheep meat, yeah.
I have crossed my Katahdins with the Barbados.
How was that?
That was a fast-growing lamb.
Really?
He was 4 months younger than everybody else, but he was the biggest one out there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man.
Now he did get horns because his daddy has horns.
Yeah.
But the one thing I did learn, those horns were very, very soft, very flimsy. I mean, if he headbutted another sheep, I was having to doctor him because it went to bleeding.
Gotcha.
That's the only downfall I found out of it. But for the meat market,
he did good.
I said that's a good cross.
So why did you stop?
I haven't really stopped. I still do it, mainly just for that customer because he loves it.
Okay, gotcha.
Now I'm thinking here in the near future I want to try crossing the Katahdin with one of my Black Hawaiian rams just to see if that's going to how he's going to grow. Now my Katahdin crossing the Barbados crosses, they come out looking so pretty. You know, they have the base coat is like white, and then they have spots.
Spots, I love spotted. Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, and the reason I asked that question is because I have a good friend of mine. I got him into raising sheep, and I got him into the Katahdins, but he went off into the black bellies. And he mixed it, and he's working on crossing them and everything. So I believe this will be his first breeding season with him crossing it. So I didn't know how it would turn out. So
he's going to be amazed at how fast those lambs are going to grow. He really is.
Wow.
And they get so, I'm not going to say really fat. I'm going to say more stocky.
Hmm.
So I noticed he got, the one that when we first did it, he got very stocky. And you know, we say maybe it was muscles, but no, he just ended up getting stocky.
Yeah.
But the guy that bought him from me, you know, said he was very tasty.
Really?
And he wanted him some more of that. I'm like, okay, we can do it for you.
All right, so last question with sheep as far as for beginners. Out of all three of the breeds, which one is the most parasite tolerant?
That's going to be a tough question.
Really?
Yes, they're all three are really tolerant, really. I mean, I don't really have a hard
Yeah, that's good.
time at them. Now, once in a blue moon, you know, I'll find one that's skinny or to herself, or one that has what's, you know, called bottle jaw.
Yeah.
But that's very rare. And honestly, in my opinion, if someone's going to raise either goats or sheep, it's probably, if you've never done it before, it's probably easy just to go with a cotton sheep first before you go with goats.
I
And the
agree.
reason why I'm saying that is because goats, when they give birth, you know, they'll probably say give birth to this tree. They're going to lay there with that baby goat for a good few days. The sheep, they're born running.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
They are born running, and you don't really have to worry about a predator coming up during the middle of the night, getting your mama goat or mama sheep and the baby, because they are already up and going.
Yeah.
Where the goats, most people don't have to, but us, if they are born out in the field or out in the woods and they're not really close to barn, we're going to go out there with the truck and the trailer and go get them, because we didn't want them being too far away from the barn. We don't want them being too far away from the dog, because the goats are just going to be there at that baby goat for a few
Yeah,
days.
when they can be more prone to predator.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Predators can be humans as well. And to deal with predators, I want to get into the livestock guardian dog. And so I want to ask you, first off, what breeds do you have? Why did you want to get into livestock guardian dogs? And he's huge. Look, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous. But anyways, if you just want to tell us about your livestock guardian dogs and what got you into them and the benefits that they've given to you as far as with their presence and just looking over your herd.
Yeah. Well, we have Great Pyrenees mainly. We do have two Anatolian Shepherds, which is these two right here, Jesse and Ringo. And when we first started with the goats, we didn't have dogs.
Right.
And what we did have was donkeys and alpacas. The alpacas didn't do no good for us. They kind of stayed to themselves, really didn't do nothing.
Okay.
The donkeys did good for a while, but then they started picking up our goats, throwing the goats, kicking
Really?
the goats. Yes.
Oh, wow.
They started going after goats, so we got rid of the donkeys. And we really didn't want to go with dogs because that was one of our problems, was
Those
the
dogs.
neighbor's dogs.
Wow.
So we was learning about dogs ourselves. But we did finally break down and got our first two, which was Bear and Smiley. Smiley was an Anatolian, Bear is a Great Pyrenees. And they have done pretty good with us. We haven't had no problems with bobcats, coyotes, or anything like that. Now, since then, since the herd has grown since then as well, we have ended up getting more and more dogs for that.
Right.
And the reason why we do that is because these dogs also work as a team.
Yeah.
If one goes off and they make a certain sound, all the
Everybody's
dogs are
gonna
going to
follow.
come running.
Yeah.
They're going to come running. And they also work as a team during the day too. If they all hasn't been up all night, you'll see, say, like 2 or 3 sleeping in the shade, and the other ones, you know, with the goats.
Right.
And then they'll come back and they'll switch. I love
Oh,
that.
wow. So they work the shifts.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Okay. Man, that's perfect.
And not only do they do very well protecting my goats, they have done well protecting me too. 'Cause
Yeah.
my dog Bear, he has protected me from one of my own goats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Wow. Man, that's amazing. And you know, like they say, dogs are a man's best friend. You
They
know what
are.
I mean? And so, you know, they can sense stuff as well. So it's not just about protecting them, but they protect you as well.
Yes.
Because right now I can't get too close to you because they right. You know what I mean? But that's good. And I just want to let people know, as far as when you, like, say if you even want to start a herd, you're gonna have something. You're gonna need to have something to protect them and protect your investment, because you would hate to buy 10 goats or 10 sheep and then stray dogs get to them, or
Yes.
any other kind of predator get to them because you didn't have them protected. And like you said, that can break you financially.
It can. It really can, especially if you put a lot of money into a very good animal, not just registered animals, but a very good quality animal. And they can be gone in a blink of an eye just like that.
Absolutely.
And it would really break you. And not only do these dogs help, you know, with the coyotes and the panthers, I guess we had the panther come up, the bobcats. This one here, we've had some buzzards came over one day, and they weren't really bothering them. They got to come into our pond to get some water. And I kid you not, this dog almost jumped as high as those trees are there trying to get that buzzard out of the sky. Yes.
Wow. He's a big boy, so
yes,
I know he's
I was like,
high.
he's got some springs in his legs.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, so make sure if you're going to invest, protect your investment. You know what I mean? And dogs are just good anyway, even if you don't got animals. Get you a good dog.
Yes, these dogs will not even just protect you, we're going to protect you too.
Yeah, they are.
They really are. Like this,
children.
yes, like this Anatolian right here. He's not even 2 years old.
Man. Man.
He's an Anatolian Shepherd, and they are ranked number 2 in the world at having the strongest PSI bite.
Yeah.
You know what number 1 is?
No.
The wolf. He is
Let me back up a little bit more.
He's ranked number 2 compared to the wolf. So when people are like, "You're by yourself with these animals without taking them home, aren't you scared?" Like, no, not really. If I scream, this one right here is going to come to my rescue, which I already know. One of our dogs, which is Bear, he came to my rescue when a goat attacked me one day. So I mean, I'm not really too worried about being by myself.
Right. Absolutely. All right, so I wanted to ask you about, you got a lot of land out there. Well, first off, how much land do you guys have, if you don't mind?
So with the farm all together, because we also rent a land to the farm, there's probably 800 acres together at the farm. Here, where they're being rented out at, is 3,000.
Wow. And so you feed them all off the land, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's get into your feeding process as far as, you know, how you feed your goats, because traditionally, well, not traditionally, but typically, what you'll find is a lot of people like myself want to use commercial feed.
Yeah.
But some people don't have to. So what's your feeding process?
So if there's times we ever have to feed our animals feed, is if it's like a really cold winter, nothing's growing, there's nothing out here for the animals to eat, we will make our feed. And we make our own feed from, I guess you could say homegrown feed. That's farm-raised feed, basically, like cottonseed.
Cottonseed. Oh yeah.
There's sometimes we'll mix like peanut meal into it. You know, things that is grown in this area.
Yeah.
We would get there. And we make it all. I won't say really make it. We grind it up ourselves. We mix it ourselves. There's times we'll add like peanut hay to it. There's times we add, you may not know what it's called, but Lespedisia.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll add
That's really good for the goats.
Yes, it's good. It helps with marble worms. It's really good.
Wow.
We'll add that to it, and the only other time we will feed animals is if we have a mama goat, like a Husker mama goat, and we're trying to get her to bond with the baby because she does want the baby, but don't know what to do. We'll take them to the farm or put them on our trailer there, and we'll get our feed them. That's really the only time we do it.
Okay. Is there anything people need to know as far as goats, sheep, livestock, guardian dogs? Because we covered a lot of ground. So is there anything else you think that people need to know? Any wisdom you want to impart on them?
I mean, I feel like I think we covered it all.
Yeah, we did. You know, I pray that it blessed you guys. I appreciate you for letting me come and really pick your brain, because that's really what I did.
You really did. I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So hopefully you guys benefited from it. And like I always like to say, if you get somebody the power to feed you, give them the power to start.
Yes.
So with that, I'll see y'all later.